Happy Tuesday.
And welcome back to Chuck and Lori. We're still working out the jet lag from Ireland. And Brant is here, Eat More Possum, and Lee Yellow Rose, and Drone Delirium. Howdy, fellas.
Hello, it is time to hit some topics.
Are we gonna have an unboxing today?
Probably not.
Okay.
Because it's a big box and it's a mess. But you can see what I've got back here that I'm going to be working on. I'll get it set up, and then I think that would be a better I think we'd learn more from it. I got to get it out of there though. I got to get my big problem is I think everybody with this with modern living comes crap loads of boxes and foam and all the crap that comes along with it.
Yep.
Didn't Kelly do a video about using foam for his e-bike unboxing? He did. I think anybody that's unboxed an e-bike has taken the foam and put it down where they could kneel on it. But yeah, it's that I talked a little bit about I'm probably going to get two printers. I'm not going to just sit with one. I'm going to get this one, or I got this one, and I'm probably going to get the Bamboo Mini. Believe it or not. I want two. I want flexibility.
Drone Delirium, the Ender 2 is still good, and he's got it hidden behind that box there too.
I got the actually it's sitting down. It's sitting down on the floor because one of the things I got to figure out today is if it's going to fit on that table. So I've got limited size, and I know it's going to be challenging it, and I should have probably went A1 and then put the filament on top. But the price for this is way better than the A1, and they both make color prints. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna save $100 and then cross my fingers because that's what you do.
Well,
but build plate size, this will help me a little bit. It'll I'm still have the Ender 3B2. I still have that printer. I have already had a kid at school that's says, "Hey, you interested in getting rid of that?" And I'm like, "Sure, $50." I should just give it to him. That's what I should do. Which I'm almost probably there. But Ender 2 is $99. I mean, then you can go to color right now for $299.
Well, I just can't make myself spend the money on the bamboo right now.
Well, you can always
have some good prices right now.
You can only get them on. You can always get it on sale. There are so many printers right now. It used to be there was just a couple. Now you got tons of choices, and now that they're experimenting. Now this is not the solution to color printing. I know that because it wastes a ton of filament. Their filament.
All of them do. All of them do.
I'm really not interested in making color prints. I just want a faster printer, which this one is. It's twice as fast as my old one.
Any of the printers that print multicolor right now waste a shit ton of filament.
Yeah. Especially if you're doing little tiny multi, 3-4 colors. That's crazy. I actually want to make some signs. I want to mess around with some signs. This is too small for signs, but you got this big. I mean,
howdy, Scott. Good to see you.
They have a much bigger, a 500 build plate, much, and that's what people will print those really large, the signs with the logos and things on them, which is kind of really cool if you think about it. It's mostly fun for just goofing around.
Hey, how about something completely different? How about we talking about some drone shit? Because Brent just put a statement here. He thinks I'll wait to see what the DJI feedback goggles 04 has to offer before I ditch the suck tested goggles too.
Oh, we got plenty of stuff to talk about with that.
Which gives me a little segue into the whole goggles mess and the new N3 goggles that are coming.
Right. Okay, here we go. All right, I got to buckle down here for this conversation that's coming. All right.
Wow, what you got something to say on the goggles N3 already?
No, I just like the Integras. I'm gonna get them as soon as they come out. There's no question about them, and I'm only interested in them for one reason. One is to see if they fix the face issue, because that's the sucky issue, and I think everybody wants to know that. The other one is it's an entry point to fly the Neo in manual mode, and to get that cost down to fly, and then of course the 03 question. Yeah, of course they're going to make it work with the 03. There's no question they're going to do that. I have no question that that's going to happen.
Well,
that's a guess. But I have no question that my guess is correct.
So I just come across something just yesterday that is worth mentioning here. But so the N3 goggles are coming. They're either going to be here tomorrow or in a week from now.
Right.
That's no the latest in the leaks. It might come tomorrow. It might come in a week from today or tomorrow.
I think they're going to do a soft release. That's one of the.
I mean,
they're not. Nothing's going to work with the
freaking Air 3S. They just released it. They didn't make a big freaking announcement about it. Just boom, there it was.
If you're flying Vistas, stay with the original V1s and V2s. They're better goggles. You're not going to gain anything.
Yeah, no. So the N3s will not work with the Vistas and original air units. I can just about guarantee that ship has sailed. 04 is coming. 03, 04 will be for the N3 goggles 3, and that's going to be the end of the Vistas. And a lot of people are not going to be happy about that.
I got a question. Kai, I got a really important question for you, because I get called out all the time because people just like to do it. Okay. In your estimation, is the Avata 2 04?
The Avata 2 is supposed to be 04. Yes. It has the 04 chipset on it.
So why would they release the 04 with the 03? As a test for the 04 system to be released as a standalone? I believe you're. I think you're right. I think you're right, but
I think what it boiled down to was chipset availability.
was that the official?
Fairly soon after they released the 03, they run into a chipset availability issue. And really quick, they come out with the 04 chipset. And they moved really quick past 03 and into 04.
Right.
Because What's that?
because of
The
availability.
Mini 4 is 04. The Air
Right.
3S is 04. The Avata 2 is 04. Mini 3 is still 03. Mavic 3 is an 03 bird. Original Avata was an 03 bird.
So that's based on internals, and I think a lot of people can
I
mistake
think
that
the
for
difference between 03 and 04 is not really that big. There's a hardware issue.
right. It's a chip change.
They changed the chipset from 03 to 04, and they had to do it quickly because they had problems getting the chips for the 03s.
Right. Yeah. This is the way I look at it. Even though I believe you're right, and probably the person that was calling me out was saying, "It's not 03, it's 04." Whatever. Whatever. Okay. But I look at it as it wasn't officially called 04. Nobody said it was 04. Nobody when it was released, they didn't say, "Oh, it's got the new 04 internals and it worked with all the 03 gear." It actually was released with 03 gear. So that's why I'm saying from the standpoint of a user, it's all 03. You got 03 goggles, I got 03 controller, and I got an 03, obviously not. They just changed the chip. They put a 1/1.3 camera on it. Literally, they put an 04 system in it, complete. So my answer to anybody saying is it going to work with 03 is it is. It already is right now.
Actually,
So
no, the video transmission on the Avata 2 is advertised as 04
it does say 04.
on their specs on their website.
And I agree, the Integras are still really good. I just hate
the Avata 1, it was an 03.
right.
The Avata 2 is 04.
Yeah, and it was 03 with the 02 controller, 02 goggles.
Well, but what I'm getting at, the goggles 2 and the goggles Integra right now are the goggles to use because they have the most capability being compatible with anything from the old Vista, old Air Unit, Avata
Right.
1, Avata 2, Avata
Yeah, don't get rid of your O2s. Don't.
03. If you have a bunch of V1 goggles like Scott, I'd start selling those off. The
Yeah,
V2 goggles still
well,
have
it's
a little
because of
bit
the
because
screens.
the V2 goggles is actually still compatible with the 03.
And
You
the only
can
thing
get
that sucks
03
about
on the
that
V2 goggles, not on the
is,
V1s.
well, the screens slowly lose pixels, that's the only thing about that. If you don't care about, average wear and tear or internal batteries, well, those don't have batteries, so you get, those have external batteries,
Yeah.
so that takes care of that. And they also don't have GPS. That's the other issue, but with Vista it doesn't matter, and with 03 it doesn't matter. So you're good. Yes, keep your O2s, and they work great. I mean,
The
I can fire up my O2s.
V2 goggles compatible with Vista, original Air Unit, 03 unit, and also the original Avata. But the goggle that's most compatible with most everything DJI are the goggles 2 and Integras. Because the goggles 3 don't go back to the Vistas. And I'm fairly certain that Matt's Tech is completely right that compatibility for Vista on the goggles 3 ain't never gonna happen. And howdy, Bob Casey. Good to see you. So we're gonna have
What about I guess the drone delirium is talking about the Integras. The only drawback of the Integras is always just been the battery. they put such a small battery in there, and your flight times, between, I guess you're good for 3 flights before you got a goggle that's running out of juice.
No, they last more than 3 flights. But yeah, the
It's not very
Integra
long, Ty.
was the built-in. There's only 2 drawbacks to the Integras. Okay, you don't
I only
have.
did one, so here you go. This is the second one.
Well, actually, you have 3 drawbacks. Okay, for one is the built-in battery, limited built-in battery. Then you have the fixed diopters,
Yeah,
so you have to switch the things out. They're not, on the fly adjustable, and the antennas are not changeable.
I don't
Or
mind
on the goggles too, you can change out at least the 2 antennas for circular patches if you want
right.
to fly with vistas.
I don't think the diopter thing is a drawback, because I would like to just have it just pop them in, and then, because I always get them moving all the time.
Well, I mean, we start touching on the N3 goggles, and they're going to be. They say they're big enough for your glasses to fit in. Okay, there's no diopter adjustment because you can use your glasses with them. But I was looking at CADX here, and you ain't gonna believe that the goggles L. No, they're not.
Akirasho is lurking. Goggles L.
Yeah, okay, Raza. So I'm going to share the screen here real quick. There it is. The goggles L, you can buy customized lenses through CADX for $30.
Yeah, those are nice. Those would be nice.
Okay. And that's
Super
dirt
helpful.
cheap. But also these lenses fit into the goggles L. These things right here. So you can pop those right in. You can see it on this picture.
Just snaps in those two
Just
little.
snaps on the 2 little posts right there, apparently. And I mean, goggles L are not the be all, but they are pretty neat, and they're pretty freaking cheap. I mean, even
Price is
if
great. Yeah.
it's $200 for the goggle, if you got to sink another $30 into getting the lenses done, I mean, that's $230. You'd be hard pressed to find a analog box goggle for that money.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot getting your,
So
hoping your
I'm
glasses.
wondering if
That's
DJI needs to come up with something similar.
it's just always, it's sucky to try to fit things over your glasses. It just never feels good.
Yeah.
Get the light leak issue, and so, I don't even care about light leak. It's just comfort, period. I don't even care about the light leak. I just want it.
I keep seeing these commercials where they have these glasses and this little keychain thing that you pull out, and the lenses pop out, and it just kind of clamps onto your nose. I was wondering if you can get something like that to use on box goggles.
Those clamp on things never stay. It's I understand that would be good, but I've tried that. I've tried everything. I probably bought crappy clamp on glasses,
but I mean, so if we'll see what the goggles N3 bring. But there's some interesting stuff happening anyway.
Yeah, I just
When I saw this goggle here, or the insert for the goggles L for $30. You know?
and it's a good solution, and it's permanent, and
Yeah, I mean you literally you just
add some standard diopters, 100 through 300, and done.
yeah, I mean right here on the side, you just enter your name and you enter your data. Boom. I mean, that's pretty freaking slick.
Yeah, for $30, that's cheap.
Yeah. I mean, try to buy a pair of cheaters for $30. Well, I guess you can. Amazon has them, but
Well, not ones that'll fit custom inside of it, your
yeah,
flight goggles. It's
that. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what's happening, and then we got the 04 coming, probably sooner than later.
Yeah, I just wonder what they're gonna. They still haven't brought the controller price down. That's, to me, a little ridiculous. The price of the controller has always been too expensive for what it does. It's. I mean, why can't you have something similar to like a like a like a pocket controller, smaller? If you can, if a controller company can sell a $50 controller, then why does something, all it really does is control, manual flight for, the Neo, say, why does that have to be, 150 or 200 or, whatever?
Oh, well, a freaking DJI FPV remote controller 3, $199. And I mean,
That's,
that controller don't even talk to the quad; it only talks to your goggles.
yeah, that's a big money grab. That was, because there's no way I would have flown without it. There's no way I would have flown the Avata 2 without it. And now the Avata 2 is literally the cat's meow, especially the way I got it set up with the stone props.
Master air screw.
Oh, at least they work. They're not like those freaking Avata props. Those were terrible. God, those are crap. I can't believe they couldn't make a more aerodynamic prop for the Avata. I don't know why they still haven't done it. Why they haven't done an Emax like prop for it. Really sucks. They still could do it, but it's, it's has been now. It's already 2 years old, But they could have easily done that prop configuration for that, and they never did.
They dropped the price on that Avata too. Pretty healthy. Fly more combos down from $14.93 down to $11.99.
Well, it's not sub 250.
Nope.
There's a lot of problems, They're probably having trouble moving them. And there's nothing wrong with the Avata 2. It is great. It is I mean, you have to literally be the worst pilot ever to not get great video.
But you'll manage.
And if they'd sell it as a kit without that stupid freaking magic wand, I mean, that's why nobody wants to buy it. Throw a freaking proper controller in there and, get that price right.
But by all means, post your link or send it to me, or you can just post a link in the chat.
if you're gonna learn to fly manual, the Avata 2, not the Avata 2 is probably the most forgiving drone that you'll ever fly because it's still light and it's got enough power to to take care of some of our dumb habits. I would say the Neo is up there as well, but there's too many factors working against you if you're a new pilot, like wind and stuff like that, where the Avata 2 can deal with, moderate amounts of wind. So if you're like learning to fly, I mean, and you want to have a complete bind and fly kit, no brainers, man. Just switches are all marked.
And Copper State is here. Howdy, feller. It's been a day or two since we've seen you. But glad to see you again.
Hey, it's raining. Yay.
It was raining here earlier.
We got rain. It rained a little bit today, but I didn't see it at work, and it's finally actually something I can see. Rainy day project. We got a rainy day project ahead. Right there.
Yeah.
Rainy day.
I've changed my fiber. I'm on Google Fiber now. After having a whole bunch of issues with AT&T fiber. All right. And Bob posted a YouTube link for us. So
yeah, it's
3 generations of drone pilots.
you got all your bases covered right there. Especially that old school I would love to fly that old FPV. I could rip that thing right now. That would be great, but it's so fat. It's such a fat sucker. There they are.
The whole gang. That's cool.
That is fun. He does have sound with it, so you have to go to the link so we don't get freaking copyright stung.
Yeah.
Which we will instantly. You play anything.
Yeah, you play the sound and they still might haunt me on this for copyright. I'll just have to cut it out.
I can't even play something I got copyright rights to on his because it's different. It's a different channel. But you did see that I did fly the 3.5. And if I took the 3.5 inch beta FPV and I put it up against the Avata, it just depends on what you want for your shot selection, your camera. I didn't. People were asking.
I thought we were gonna convert your Avata 1 to a 3.5 inch bird.
Oh yeah, that could have been done. The 3.5. Why would I do that when now I've got 3.5? I need to do it. I'm either going to try to get rid of it or I'm going to have to take it apart. I'm going to have to.
One you can't get rid of because it's tied to somebody else's account.
Well, you just sell the whole kit and just say it's bound. They still can fly it, and you can't like register it.
It just sucks they can't send that into DJI and have them freaking fix it.
It's stupid, but that they should grandfather, or at least have a way of unregistering stuff. That's a real problem. It sucks because they do change hands, and you need to be able to erase. Yeah, I know. Even though it's kind of like an Apple product, it's the same issue, but that'll never happen. So it's all okay, man. I wouldn't mind flying put an Axis flying kit on there. I haven't looked at what those things run. You probably get one dirt cheap. An Axis flying kit.
They were not all that much to begin with.
Yeah, they only
And Texas Strong Guy, howdy, Michael.
$150. Upgrade frame right there. It's $150.
For what?
Let's see.
Axis Flying Avata 3.5-inch upgrade frame kit is $59.90.
$54. Yeah, at AliExpress.
Does that include the motors? Oh, wait, here. With motors, $130.
Yeah. Well, this one's 113. It just depends on where you get it.
Well, this is sprayed from Axis Flying.
Yeah, that's where I would get it from anyway, just so you don't have to play around with the.
But Axis Flying will nail you for shipping. It's always $20 shipping with Axis Flying.
Yeah, and then you got to wait.
No matter if you spend $5 or $500 with them, but DHL usually goes pretty quick. And we have a new arrival, Capture Life Connection. Howdy, fella.
Manta. They have the Cineon C20, which looks like a great little flyer. Yeah, that does look like that would be it'd be a nice change for and then you can fly with full camera I think all of the companies that make the 3.5-inch that are supposed to carry the big cameras, they're all tuned for that. Because when you take off with the heavy camera, and the Action 5 is really, really heavy, and it flies like nothing. You don't have to compensate with your controller. It just flies nice and level. It's absolutely no problem. So I'm very happy. I think it was a great. The only thing about anything that happens with these right here is this stupid air unit location. You can't get you'll never be able to get to your SD card. You have to pull all 4 screws every time you want to move stuff off of it. That's the only headache. Other than that, it fits in there tight and hauls a 1100C battery like no problem with that big heavy camera. So it's fun. It was fun. I would fly that in a second. I would put that together, charge 3 batteries if I wanted to do a cinematic shot of something. That, or you just go to the only reason why I wouldn't go with the Avata 2 is I can't like put I guess I could put an ND filter on that. I guess I could. So I guess there is but not with the same, you get into bit rate and all that stuff. By the way, I need to show you something. This is actually breaking news. I don't know if anybody cares.
Before you break that, Capture Life Connection, aka Stevie, has been smurfed. So
Here, you need
have a wrench.
You need to see this. This is from a trusted source, if anybody even cares.
Okay. Well,
this isn't
you want to share your screen?
Yeah, this isn't necessarily bad news, But this is Gabe Shakur. He travels a lot, and he put up a. He said that the M4 the Mini 4 has a higher bit rate, almost twice the bit rate of the Air 3S. He did a bit rate comparison. Now it says DJI says they created a mode efficient encoding process, but I think this goes with all of that those chip changes. They'll probably have to put out, now that the cat's out of the bag, they'll probably have to put out a firmware update, just like they did with the
That's
Action 5.
exactly what happened on the Action 5 Pro. You know, they come up with all this more efficiency and less cooling and blah blah blah, and they got called out on it because they just reduced the bit rate.
Well, and what Gabe's showing you here is that you get a Mini 3 or get a Mini 4. He's just saying,
Yeah,
it's the same, and it's way cheaper. You can get it with the controller too, and you can travel with it. It's smaller. You can throw it in your carry-on. Takes less space. Weighs half the less than half the weight. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. The Mini 3 isn't freaking amazing. So that's not what he is basically saying. Is they're still messing around with the quality of the imagery, trying to catch us off guard, thinking that hey, this is so much better, but bit rate does matter. And like I said, if I took my action camera, jacked up the bit rate, and then put it in 4K 60, I would be better off with a full on action camera. I would be better off flying with something like this than the 03 system, because I can do some custom LUTs. I can do much more with with this camera, but it's the same sensor, it's so
yeah.
you gotta,
Well,
or I can put a GoPro if I'm a GoPro person, or a, the Insta360. I could put that camera on. But anyway, I finally made it. It's been a year that I've been watching people fly 3.5-inch Cinewhoops. I finally got my hands on one and flew it, and I'm very happy. It's a great experience. It is a lot of fun to fly.
Stevie, keep your Mini 2 by all means. It's probably one of the best bang for the buck drones.
It's got the original camera. It's got the original color science. I've never seen Mini 2 footage that I could detect right away is like, oh, that's low quality footage. Never. There is a difference once you get into the quad bear.
Yeah, I mean, what's the other one now? That's the Mini 4K. That's basically the same as the Mini 2.
SE. Yeah, the Mini 2 SE.
Well, the Mini 2 SE had a reduced camera.
Well, right, and then you got a different chipset, I think, on the Mini 2 SE. I don't think the Mini 2 SE has the 04 chipset, but there is a difference in the color footage. I really, when I got I was really going to, I was thinking I was going to have to really, bag on the Mini, Mini 4K, and I couldn't. Once I saw the 4K footage on a really big TV, I was like, that's actually pretty good.
Here we go.
It doesn't have the depth. It doesn't have the bit depth. It doesn't have the dynamic range. I mean, that's just, who cares, right? But if you get clouds, dynamic range starts to matter.
You wanna get a good stocking style or Christmas present right here.
I mean, yeah.
Mini 2 Fly More Combo refurbished for $309.
That is, you got the bag, you got 3 batteries, you got everything. And it's $300. You can go buy an Amazon drone and you'd be disappointed compared to that. You get that and you're flying first class. Mini 2 was a huge step forward. I mean, we went from Mini 1. We were still trying to perfect the science, kind of like with the Avata. And then they jumped to the Avata 2, and everybody's like, whoa, wait a second. this is a totally different world. Same thing with the mini or with the Air 3 when the Air 3 came. That was a big step forward. It was a huge leap in the airframes compared to the earlier, the Air 2S. Not even close, the same airframe wise. Much bigger props, a lot more speed. So, but if you're looking for deals, especially now, that's that and the guys get a Neo. That's a fun toy. Super fun. Get a controller for it, and then you got a mini. You just got a cropped in mini. So you just got to think about that when you're flying. It's harder to get the big wide angle shots because you got to crop in it. But you still get really good stable footage, if you just fly it in controller mode and in N3 mode, with the N3 controller. You feel like you have a mini. So, but I think the Mini 2 is still better. So if you're going to go $300 for a Mini 2, you get a controller, you get 3 batteries. Let's see, Neo is 300 something, but with the Mini 2, you get more flight time. Still got to use your phone.
Mini 4, you got the RC2 with that.
Yeah, I got all the goodies for the I had it for the Mini 4. I had that. Mini 4 ran its course, and I'm glad it was here, and I'm glad it's gone.
Mini 4 Pro Fly More Combo Plus, that has the bigger batteries. That's almost $1,200.
Yeah, the Mini 4 is
then
really
it's not that much of a stretch to go to the Air 3S,
but it's not about the stretch. You're comparing portability, and the Air 3 is not small. It's portable. They put it in a bag this big. I mean, they shove that whole thing in a tiny bag. I mean, they really do a great job with making it small and portable, but it ain't the lightness of that little tiny, that little freaking Mini 4 bag. That thing weighs nothing. You stick that in your backpack and you hardly know you brought it. That's the only thing I would say about that. I would have, but if you want the Mini 2 can't fly in, Mini 4 is going to have trouble in, some more, inclement weather. But if you just want to fly out the window of your hotel, or you just want to compare 2 shots side by side, like Gabe did, out his window when he was in Malaysia. It looks like Malaysia there, the Kronos towers. I just thought that was
speaking of travelers, Chuck, you still in here? Chuck and Lori, you guys still in here? We're waiting on the Ireland video.
Yeah,
he better be editing right now.
Yeah, Dewey said he got rid of his Air 3 for a Mavic 3 Classic. I can understand that move where you say you don't need. I just love that 70 millimeter lens. I personally, that to me was my favorite lens to shoot with, because everything else looks 20 millimeters. Everything else that everybody else shoots, no matter what drone, and that's why even the Mavic Pro, the Mavic 3 Pro didn't have a 70 millimeter lens. So I did it. Does the Mavic 3 Pro have the 70 millimeter? Yeah, I think it does. Sorry. I think it does. It does have 70 millimeters because I did shoot with it.
As we're talking about it, I see this email here: DJI Air 3S or Mini 4 Pro. And here we got a beautiful side-by-side comparison. Yeah.
Same megapixels, roughly.
120 slow motion, 100 slow motion. There's the weight you're talking about identical flight times.
Yeah, flight times are roughly the same. Internal memory storage, that's big. I like that. That's really
Yeah.
important for a lot of people.
But it's interesting how DJI sends that out in an email form and pits the two against each other.
Thanks, Possum. I was thinking about when I shot 70 millimeters, and I did shoot 2 summers ago in the smoke when we had all that fire. I shot 70 millimeter shots with the Mavic 3 Pro, and that's one of my favorite pictures I ever took was that way. It was, I have a shot of my uncle's farm looking out into, and past it, you've got all this, this city behind it. And it's like the farm is right there. And then you got this huge expanse behind it. So it just kind of creates that little tunnel that, it brings forward and puts into focus. I just love that shot. For cameras, and then of course with the Mavic 3, you've got the telephoto too. That's the other one, which is cool. If you want to sneak up on people, you can sneak up on them with that telephoto lens from freaking pretty far away, and it will zoom in on them. You sickos there thinking about how you're going to look at your neighbor's wife. Don't do that. We've already got enough problems as it is.
Yeah, especially after what Stefanik said about the DJI lawsuit. For those that haven't heard it yet, DJI is suing the DOJ for this treatment they've been receiving.
People are getting their Mavic or their Air 3s though, so that's good.
Yeah,
I've been following a user that's been giving me their story, and they finally received it today.
Well, I think all the dealers have them now.
Yeah, they finally received it, but DHL was holding it hostage and wanted them to give all this information to release their drone. And I'm like, why the hell should you have to do that? Why should you have to
that DHL needs to get that information from DJI, not from the guy that's receiving it.
This guy's got he's now feeling like his drone's held hostage. He doesn't know if there's some clone site trying to get his information so they can steal his identity. That's exactly what I think of when I get one of those emails. Will you give us all this really important stuff? And I'm like, no, get it from freaking dipshit down there at freaking China, But I'm so glad that he got his drone and he's excited. He's got that drone sitting in his car, it's like replacement for everything fun that you're going to have for the next 3 or 4 months. There's nothing better than new drone feeling. Especially if you haven't flown in a while, you're just like, yes.
Well, I guess Drone Nerds still doesn't have it because it still has to reserve now on it.
I really want to fly the Air 3S. I do.
Race Day Quads has it ready to show. Now I'm going to have to go back and check.
I really want to fly the Air 3S. There's no question about it. I'm very jealous of you guys flying it. I think I'm keeping this camera though. This Action 4. I'm going to make it a permanent flight camera.
Yeah, they're still pre-ordered too. So, but I mean, all the individuals that ordered, apparently individual orders are going through. It's just the mass orders to the dealers that are.
But they're still asking them for silly information, like who are you? Are you an enemy alien or something? I mean, it's kind of like they're why is DHL doing that? Why do they have to ask for information and
It's
hold your,
customs.
for customs?
It's information that customs want. So,
Right.
you know how DJI is accused to aid in the oppression of the Uruguay, whatever, however you pronounce those people. There was a big genocide going on, and
Yeah.
apparently DJI drones were used in the process. And after that, all the Western countries said anybody that took part in that or is using slave labor of those people to build their product cannot import into United States. And now, somebody stuck the guy that told customs that DJI is using slave labor from those people, and that's why they can't import. So now DJI has to prove that they don't use the slave labor, they don't have anything to do with those people in order to get their product into the United States. Okay. And what DHL does, they're trying to speed up the process, and they're just going to the customers, and that they shouldn't even be contacting the customers about it, but they're trying to get that information from anywhere they can get it from.
Right.
I don't like dealing with DHL to begin with.
Yeah.
I think they're probably the biggest bozos out there, even though they're owned by a German mail system, but we'll not get into that. I ordered my PEI plate for my printer out of China, and it was shipped DHL. And at the time, I lived about a mile away from the airport in San Antonio. I saw the tracking make it all the way to the freaking airport in San Antonio when they stuck it on a fucking plane and sent it down to Peru. And then they sent me the custom shit, because they need to get it back into the US. I'm like, well, that's your freaking problem. So,
Got to have proof.
yeah.
So
anyway,
sad.
yeah, it's been. See, the problem is only somebody had to tell customs, oh, they're using slave labor. Okay, they didn't have to tell. No, they
There's
just had to
nothing.
make that accusation.
There's very few things made that do not have some form of slave labor inside of them, especially when you're looking at electronics. That there was some kind of, some poor individual that was digging in a freaking mine somewhere to extract some rare earth mineral.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm not justifying it. I'm not saying that we're not supposed to be looking for that stuff. How about this? Why don't China just leave those people alone? Just freaking leave them alone and just make a lot of money. How hard is that?
I mean, let's
Anyway.
There's a new development in the world that I'm rather cautious of that's happening. The whole brick thing. Have you heard of that yet?
The brick?
Yeah. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa.
The brick countries, yep.
Yeah. And now Iran and Saudi Arabia and Sudan or something join in that thing
Creating
too.
an economic.
So they're trying to create a counterbalance to NATO.
Good luck.
And well, with whatever they get in under their belt, they've now controlled 35% of the world GDP. So,
well, you also get resources involved in that. That's another issue.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm not worried about the technology. because they're just as cautious about sharing technology with one another, especially like India, who's in bed with both, you have to, but we literally share out. I mean, F-35s attacked Iran and they took out all of their missile systems. Iran has no air superiority whatsoever now. They are vulnerable because the Israelis destroyed all their missile systems. All right, I think my phone call is showing up here.
Yep. Should be about that time too. So since he's getting the taco call, and I still have another engagement tonight,
Yeah,
we shall call it a day without getting too involved in the geopolitics of today.
Want to try to
the
print.
only thing I can say is if you have the right to vote, use it.
Yeah, it's Jim's talking about PLA CF for an Apex 5 frame.
What?
What's CF? I don't know that. Is that? Oh, carbon fiber.
Yeah, CF would be carbon fiber.
So PLA with I've got to just practice with I'm actually thinking about going that direction and maybe messing around with something like that. But there's just, frames are so cheap. Like, for example, if you want a 3.5-inch frame like this, they are $100. Why don't you just buy it?
Well, the thing was, okay, here's the thing. Okay. Putting carbon fiber chips in a PLA is, and in my opinion, nothing but a freaking marketing stuff. Okay. The reason carbon fiber is as strong as it is because it's layer of mesh glued on top of each other, vacuumed, and that's where it gets its strength from.
Right.
Just because you mix some carbon fiber in with some plastic, I don't foresee that being a whole lot stronger.
The only thing I know that fiber does, it's like concrete. When you add fiberglass to concrete, you do get some flexibility without separation. But I don't know.
Because concrete is very susceptible to stretching.
Smaller for sure. I would definitely make a smaller frame, like out of some kind of material like that, like probably PETG or something. That's pretty strong stuff. PETG is pretty dang.
You print some out of ABS.
ABS.
Yeah, good old fashioned ABS. I mean, you're gonna have that. You have to have an enclosed printer, and get the temperatures just right for everything to lay down and print right.
Yeah, I'm not going to be printing anything that's going to make me sick or kill me. So,
well, it's not about getting sick or killing. You need to really control the temperature of the print area when you print with carbon fiber or ABS.
ABS would be good. I would definitely get what was that printer you were showing me, Kai? You were showing me a printer that it was an enclosed printer. Or one that
Bamboo P1S, that's an enclosed printer. The K1 is an enclosed printer.
Yeah, I think it was the K1 you were
or K2.
You had, when I was looking at printers, you sent me an image.
I think that was the K1.
Yeah, and that because it was really reasonably priced, and there's a version with and without enclosure, and both of them are exactly the same. That would be another really nice printer to have because of the, you have the enclosed environment. You got a lot of the bells and whistles, single color print. You don't care about color.
Well,
single material. I mean,
color is minor. The thing is, you need to really control the temperature,
bed temperature in area. Yeah, because then it peels off the bed and then it doesn't come off the bed, period.
No, the layers don't stick to each other.
Right.
So
That would be interesting. I said I think you could print a ABS would be great for a mini, the little 20-inch or the little 2-inch frames.
oh, easy money here. Jim just got himself a X1C and AMS.
Yeah,
Nice.
that'll be fun. I was looking at those things, and that would sit really nice in that spot too. It just looks nice.
It is
This is gonna look
actually
like
it
a
is
this is
with
gonna look like a carnival. I think it'll look this,
with the control panel and all that. It is a superb printer.
yeah.
But I mean, it ain't cheap.
No, it's that's why you buy it. You buy it for what it is. You buy it for it's pro. So
Yeah. Well,
and like
it's
I said, it's got that
900.
freaking dryer up top and everything is just nice. It's laid out.
Yeah, I mean, what's the AMS on top? It's like what? They have a price on that? Oh yeah,
$700.
$1,200.
What you got?
$1,200 for the X1C with the what's the AMS on top?
P1. Oh, he's got the
The
X1C. Yeah. I'm
X1C.
just looking at the P1S. Yeah. The P1S is like 750. I was looking at
Yep.
that one. X1C. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. That is a nice looking printer. God, that is nice. Very nice. $1,100 for the combo. I mean, crap, I just bought a bike for that much. I guess I could have had that printer, huh? Oh, I can't ride that though. That's
Yes,
a
you
great
can.
looking printer.
At least once.
At least, yeah. All right, I got to get going here. Let's get.
All right, me too.
That is a great. I'm excited to see that thing working.
Yeah, congratulations there, Jim. That is quite a purchase.
Make some cool stuff.
But
Possibly, yeah.
anyhow,
Yeah, you can if you got ventilation, you're good, man. You can do that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that.
if I had ventilation, I would buy. Actually, the what I really want is a freaking resin printer, but I don't have the
Yeah.
place to use it.
Yeah, the resin printers look, gosh, you can put multiple prints together and they're all like perfect when they come out. And yeah, it's just I don't want to be that's probably where most of this printing stuff is going, just because of the fact that it's such a clean print. But anyway, all right,
Well,
let's
here's
call it.
what's going to be my next purchase probably with all this.
It's winter time. It's time for printers. Go get yourself a printer. Here we go. Yeah, a lot of them have built-in fans and their own little exhaust, little carbon the sidewinder. See, the prices are so reasonable.
Okay. Or here's the go to the X4 Pro.
240 by 240. Yeah, it's a good size build. That's a pretty standard 240 to 260. I think mine's 25, 250.
There's the X4 Pro? Yeah, 240 by 260.
That's built
X4
nice. Looks
Plus.
great. Direct drive.
X4 Plus, this the one. 300 by 300 by 400.
Yeah, there you go. That's nicer size.
And no, this is a damn good printer. And what's it? 329.
I just like that when I get this thing together, I'll be able to just send prints to the printer and I won't have to freaking be moving freaking cards around and crap. I mean, just bang, send it over.
Yeah, this one has this has a clipper on it too, so it would be not workable too.
Sunrise. Hey, wintertime. Hey, this is flying season. What are you talking about?
Well, be careful with Sunrise Day. He's hanging with the impactor now.
Hey, Sunrise, I threw the camera on while we were talking. I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna break this freaking Action 4 in. Oh my gosh, they're getting so cheap. If you want a cheap camera that's kick butt, go get yourself an Action 4 right now. They are literally
So,
free on the internet.
so here's a little assignment for everybody. So we got Batman and Robin, right? And we got Kelly and Chris. Now, Kelly is better known as the impactor now. So we need to get a name for Chris too. Is that the recoverer? You got the impactor and the recoverer. We'll think of something. But yeah, we got to go. Any more words of wisdom, Dad?
Nope. Just keep an eye out for that
It's winter time.
N3
Don't
info
eat the
coming.
Yellowstone.
And we've got N3 info coming out. So is it going to be a bunch of hype? They're going to throw a bunch of crap at us and try to steal $200 from us? 250, maybe 250.
The N3 goggles, they're going to be 250.
250.
249.
Oh man, more money. Gosh.
More money. Can't take it with you.
Hurts.
Yeah, it's going to be something Dad isn't going to buy. Yeah, exactly. You got that right, Chris.
Well, I didn't buy the friggin' Air 3S, so there you go.
Not yet. Largely due to the fact that it's not available at Best Buy yet.
That was a pain in the butt to get. I'm lazy. Freaking wasn't going to get an email from DHL and have them try to give me some information. I'm like, no, I don't want that. Send it back. Give me my money. All righty. I'm out of here.
All right, I'm too. Y'all, if you haven't already, hit that thumb on the way out, please. I'd appreciate it. Where we at on the old thumb count anyhow?
Yeah, get your thumbs up.
Yeah, get some thumbs in there, shall we?
Get your thumbs out of your butt and get it up on the channel.
Don't be a bum. Hit the thumb.
Get your thumb out of your bum.
And there's the grumpy vlogger coming just as we're leaving. If you see Ben later, no, tell him hi, but we couldn't stay around for him to show up. So, all right. Yeah, it's been fun. We'll see you next week. Same time,
Later.
same place.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.